Greetings all and welcome to Counseling 537, Counseling 570, Field Experience, Practicum, and Internship. I am Dr. Sean D. Smith, and I will be your course instructor for the next 16 weeks. Do know that I am originally from Pennsylvania, born and raised, minus the military stints. I started my career in as a professional counselor in substance abuse and in mental health. And I've been in the field for now over 28 years. I've been a clinical supervisor now for over 25. And I've been a counselor educator teaching and training students to become counselors now for 22 years. In 2010, I relocated to Florida where I taught and practiced for about 10 years. And then in 2019, I relocated to North Carolina, where I also taught and practiced for 4 years. I've been with Virginia State University now since August of 2022. I currently serve in the role of interim chair, as well as interim clinical coordinator. So know that supervision is a course that I'm most passionate about, most excited about, because it gives an opportunity for me to see the growth that you as counselors in training have made through the program. Right? This is the opportunity for whether you're in practicum or internship for you to take what you have learned in the classroom and actually sit across from a live client, couple, or family and start utilizing that knowledge from an application perspective, right? Application perspective. So know that this course is a culmination of what you've already learned and what you will continue to learn, right? So know that the textbook for this particular course is Jungerson. It is posted in the course syllabi. That is the mandatory text. The recommended text includes the DSM-5. If you do not have it, as well as a Gephardt marriage and family clinical documentation text. Both are very good resources for professional counselors in training and professional counselors as a whole. Know that we will be meeting on Tuesdays from 4 to 5:30 for the next 16 weeks. All right. We call this group supervision. Group supervision. So group supervision will take place, what we like to call online synchronously. What that means is that we will be meeting each week virtually through the Zoom platform. That information has been posted to the announcement section. Do know that when you attend supervision, it is imperative that you do so in a confidential setting where others cannot hear you because of the information that we're going to be discussing and sharing in this particular course. Know that each week you will be required to submit response to the discussion board as well as your weekly logs. Know that your weekly logs have been developed in the form of an Excel spreadsheet where you can document your hours and it will be automatically totaled. You will have a weekly total and an overall cumulative total. Know that your site supervisor must sign off on your logs each week. This will be done through digital signature. Once they are signed off on, then they are to be submitted to me. It's important to recognize and know and understand that all assignments, to include discussion posts, will be due each Sunday by 11:59. All right, each Sunday by 11:59 for our case presentations, as well as our videos or recordings of our clients. Those two will be due at the identified date on Sundays by 11:59. All right, 11:59. It's important when you join weekly group supervision that you do so with your cameras on and in a stable, safe place. When we meet, we'll go over the course syllabi, become oriented to the platform. We'll take some time to introduce ourselves and actually talk a little bit about the sites in which we will be um, participating in, because they're all over South Central Virginia. So I'm excited by that. And then we'll go over some, what I like to call some housekeeping items in regards to expectations of this course internally, but also expectations external with your site supervisor. Know that you should be working with your site supervisor to establish a routine schedule that you will follow from this point forward until the end of the semester. For practicum, total of 100 hours. Out of those 100 hours, 40, a minimum of 40, must be direct client contact hours. The remaining 60 can be indirect client contact hours. So we're talking about 100 hours over 16 weeks. We're talking about roughly 8 hours a week at your site. And out of those 8 hours a week, at least 4 of those hours must be working directly with a client in some shape, form, or fashion. So look at your schedule, identify the most appropriate time to be there, base it on client flow and availability for you to sit in with other counselors and for you to meet with clients. For internship, it's a minimum total of 600 hours. Out of those 600 hours, 240 must be direct client contact hours. The remaining 380 or 60 can be indirect hours. Same rules apply. You should be working with your site supervisor on an appropriate schedule that you're going to be able to shadow, sit in on counseling sessions, but also work with clients. So we're talking about 600 hours over the course of 16 weeks. We're talking about roughly 40 hours a week. And out of that 40 hours a week, we're talking at least 20 needs to be direct client contact. So think about what that means for you and in your learning. Recognize that all of us are working full time and have adult responsibilities, but know that you are here to grow and learn, and you are here to receive the training that you paid for in a profession that leads to a professional license that enables you to work independently and free of anyone else. So know that the standards and guidelines that I've shared with you that you will see in the course, as well as the course syllabi, are foundational. They are best practices. They are developed around what we call CACREP standards, as well as state licensing standards. So again, look forward to meeting with everybody this week, getting to know you. Oh, also, just real quick, know that I will be conducting a site visit at your site with you and your site supervisor. All right, that will take place between weeks 6 and 8. Also know that you will be required to present a case, and we call that the clinical evaluation conference. Well, you will present a case on a client that you will be working with during your time at your site this semester, or clients. That information is posted in your course syllabus. We will go over it a little bit more detail when we meet. It has 6 points that you will need to address. Additionally, you will be required to submit 3 recordings of the client that you're working with. 3 recordings. Those 3 recordings consist of um, a 10 to 15 minute segment of an overall counseling session that you wish to share with us. All right. First tape should be the first part of your counseling session. The second tape should be the middle part of a counseling session. And the final and third tape should be the final part of the counseling session. Again, these recordings can be taped or audio. Do know you must have client consent to tape, and your site supervisors have already agreed to support you in identifying clients to be on your caseload as well as to be recorded. Finally, you will need to document your experiences, and that's going to be done through the weekly timeline as discussed. Again, I'm excited to be here with you, excited to learn more about each of you and your places. See everyone on Tuesday at 4 p.m. My office hours will be on Mondays and Wednesdays from 1 to 3. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to me. Take care. Talk to you soon.